Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Grand River Raceway for this Monday evening. Our first dash will go to post in approximately 20 minutes. 7 races on the card for this Monday evening. Blue skies. Just a few little white fluffies, but just a nice fall day. The weather has turned a little bit cooler, 17 degrees Celsius. Let's get a look at the changes, of course. Fast track. And in race number 1, number 8, Lady Gambler, blinkers to open bridle. Blinkers to open bridle. Race number 2, no changes. No changes, race 2. Race 3, no changes. Race 4 will go as programmed. Race 5, no changes. Race number 6, number 3, Wheels on Fire is scratched. Race 6, scratch 3, Wheels on Fire. And the 7th race, no changes. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race number 1, number 8, Lady Gambler, blinkers to open bridle. And the second race, no changes. Well, fans, 18 minutes to post time to our first dash. Time to welcome in my co-host, our handicapping expert, our London Bureau Chief, live from London, Ontario. How are you doing, Mr. Sugar Doyle?
Yeah, we're doing all right, Gary. 1 weekend, 1 weekend in of our Western Fair. It's been well attended so far, and it's going to keep on rolling into today. And yesterday was kind of busy. Went up to Clinton, called an afternoon of racing, came back down to our Western Fair, and our grandstand was packed. Watching some figure eight racing on the track there. It's almost like a demolition derby type thing where they race around a small, very small course in a figure eight. I guess a photographer, James Woods, down your way, has done some of that racing over the years.
Oh, well, it sounds like fun. And look, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody loves going to a fair. And,
Yeah.
and of course with that track, a lot of tracks are a little bit more rural, and that one's right down in the heart of the city, so you can attract a lot of people right there.
Yeah, and I mean, people knew what was going on. I mean, I needed earplugs, right? Because those little cars, they make a lot of noise, and there was some motocross out there doing some jumping afterwards as well. Um, I bowed out early here Friday evening, Gary. I missed the last race. I was running to catch Gowan in person. Larry Gowan, I mean, big performer back in the 80s, right? Still
I wasn't born
performing
then.
now, and he's nearing 70 years of age.
Oh,
But I'll
that's
tell you what,
old.
Gary. Yeah, well, no, not really. Not really. But
I can say
he
that.
sounded just like he did back in the 80s with his big hits, Criminal Minds, Strange Animal, Moonlight Desires. And I just loved that show. I was really glad I bowed out early and caught the whole show because that was a must see for me.
Yeah, look, I just love that some of those old rockers are still rolling around. I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
amazed that only a couple of years ago, or maybe 3 or 4 now, time flies, but Rolling Stones were in Barrie. It's like, come on, you guys were making hits in the late 60s.
isn't that something, eh? And yeah, I love these old acts that still grind away and still perform almost at a top level. You'll never get them truly like they were in their heyday, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to go there and hear the big hits that I remember so well back in the mid '80s with Gowan and his son on the drums.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the park. Great job there, and the fair has always been good to me here in London. Though I've seen some incredible acts come through here. I was hanging out with what's called the Trans Canada Highwaymen a few years ago here, made up of it's a band made up of guys from a number of different Canadian groups, and they put on a heck of a show and just some swell guys went out and wanted to walk the ground, so we took them out, and they were able to enjoy that. It's like I said, lucky guy to get to attend these concerts and hang out with some of the band members.
I haven't been to a ton of concerts, but one that I did go to that I remember, I saw Billy Joel in Maple Leaf Gardens, 7 rows from the stage. I had a connection with Ticketmaster, so I was 7 rows from the stage, and I always remember that.
That's awesome. I remember my first concert. I was in Prince Edward Island. I had a pal in Toronto. He said, "Why don't you come on up and see Genesis?" Now Genesis was playing the Sky Dome back in the early '90s, and I remember the ticket price then, and I thought it was outrageous. $53 to see Genesis back in the day, so that's over 30 years ago. So the ticket price was kind of high, but I mean, and tickets for concerts now truly outrageous at some venues.
Oh, whenever you think about tickets, or I remember I had seasons tickets to the Blue Jays the first couple of years, and I remember, and I had them in like in good area. I think the tickets were $7.50 for the lower bowl, and then it was $6.50 and $5.50 as you got upwards, and $1 in the grandstand out behind home.
Yeah.
Because that was Exhibition Stadium. Or even Buffalo Bills. I used to go in the late 80s during the Jim Kelly era, and I think really good seats were about 40 or $45 to go see the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah.
You're not getting in there now.
Big game last night.
Oh, did they play last night? I didn't know.
Oh.
What is wrong with you? You didn't know?
Wow, hey.
I was just welded to my couch watching it. Screamed home. We got done just before the end of the first half. Managed to get home just before the kickoff for the second half, and it was great.
Great finish, and you know what? They're off in the right foot. Going back to game pricing for tickets to see sporting events, I'll always remember my first NHL game experience. My brother and I drove up through a snowstorm from Prince Edward Island to Quebec and on into Montreal, and we arrived there and didn't have pre-bought tickets or anything. We walked in, said, "What can we get for tickets?" We've got standing room left, $10 at the Montreal Forum to watch the Canadiens versus the Nordique, and what a game and what a time! 85 centimeters of snow that night. The next day was St. Patrick's Day. They plowed one street, I believe St. Catherine Street, and they had the St. Patrick's Day parade. It was quite a memory maker.
It's great to have great sports memories, and look, we have horse racing memories. I have a lot of those, and all kinds of different sports. And to talk about, and we'll end with this. That's one of the reasons why I love the Kitchener Rangers London Knights. You want to go to a London Knights game? It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's like 40 something. Kitchener's even cheaper. I think it's $29 to go see the Kitchener Rangers.
And you know what? That
great.
Major Junior, great experience. The crowd loves it. Noisy arenas, and I love that Major Junior action.
Yeah, the only thing I want is one of these years I want to knock London. We did about maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, pulled a big upset and knocked London out of the playoffs when Kitchener was the 7 seed and London was the 2. But of late, it's been. That's why I start to sound a little anti-London. It's just because they keep knocking us out.
The boys just want to play for Dale Hunter.
I know, and well, hey, they come ready to roll, and it's a great organization. But it's just, and look, Kitchener and London are 2 of the premier ones. We'll see how that rolls. But look, you know what? We got to talk about some pick fives. We'll give you a few minutes just to make sure you got the right ones, because I got some questions about your picks there. 10 minutes to post time. We'll see you in a few.
Sounds good, Gary. Welcome back to the show, everyone. A Monday evening, an abbreviated card. This evening at Grand River Raceway, we've got a pick five play, the one and only pick five play, starting things up. Race number one. There's a pick four to follow that up in race number two, and then we've got a late pick four starting up in race number four this evening. Late pick four starting up in race number four. High five still in play. The non-jackpot high fives featured in races 5 and 7 on the card. Those are all part of the go-to wagering menu this evening at Grand River Raceway. Right up front, $5,000 guaranteed pool on this pick 5 opportunity. We're 7 minutes away. Let's bring on some ticket ideas. I've got one for you. So too does Gary Guy. And there'll be one more for Conley Ecclestone, likely. So let's bring on the tickets. Alrighty, right off the bat, I'm going to use two that are taking some action. It's the 3 LD's Kimberly and the 5 CC, the Yankee. I'm thinking the one that Gary wanted to talk about was why am I picking the 8 on top in the opener? Well, it's Lady Gambler, Barn Change, adding Lasix. Bridal Change as well. Was 25 to 1 moments ago. Now drops to 13 to 1. It's going to be very interesting to see what this 8 Lady Gambler is going to go away at post time. I've got a big circle around this one, and I've also got written next to it, demand a price. You must demand a price for number 8, Lady Gambler. My top selection, I'm going to stick to it as a part of the opening leg of this pick 5 sequence. Over into race number 2, we're using 2 Pick Me Up Hanover as well as 5 Tall Dark Lady. And then we're going to go very deep in the third race. We're going to go 5 deep in there with a 1, 3, 4, 6, and the 7. I've got it pegged as wide open. Fourth race, pacing event. I'm on the rail with the 1, Crunch Hanover. And going into the outside rail, the 7, Flash Cube. And on the end of the pick 5 play, we go to the center of the gate right behind the car to 4, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, as well as 5, Smokin' Hot Dude. Like that for me, $24 even on a 20-cent wager. Again, the $5,000 guaranteed pool pick 5 starting things up. Gary Guy.
And you're right. That is the one that I
We got
was going
something
to
to
ask
talk
you
about, do we?
And and I actually like that you're taking a little shot here because it's a 14 to 1 shot. There's some positives, and
Yeah.
and last race raced well until fading a bit late. So now they're shaking things up. Of course, you mentioned the Lasix added, so that's an attempt to deal with that.
Yeah,
And you got to take a
one,
shot.
one more thing about her.
Go.
You look to her left. Where's the gate speed? I mean, the 6 has some, maybe the 4, but beyond that, there's really nothing for gate speed in the opener gear.
No, and I did think it was a fairly wide open dash, so I like the fact that you took a shot, and that's just one that
Sure.
I asked and you explained. So I think I see
Yeah.
the logic now. But
Not my reasoning.
I went with your top one, your second one, pardon me, LD's Kimberly, as well as Lions
Sure.
Hungry Apple and LD's Sabina. When I first wrote down the picks here, I thought, am I in the wrong race or something? Because we don't seem to line up very much. But we did line up with LD's Kimberly, and then I took the inside couple, which were a couple that you don't have. So we got a different look
Sure.
on that race. Then the second race, I knew I was on the right race because, well, we got the same 2, the 2 and the 5.
Nice.
Over to
Very
race
good.
number 3, same race. We both like the 1 on top, but I added just the 4 Blushing Joy. You went 5
Sure.
deep, and, I'm kind of cheap, 1 and 4. And,
Oh,
what
wide open, man.
yeah, I know. And race number, but you got to narrow it down. And race
I
number
know.
4, I went to the 4 JK Victory. There's a race where there's somebody that I like on top off of 9th
Sure.
at Georgian Downs. What am I doing? But, JK Victory, that was post 9 at Georgian Downs. And you see just did not do much early and then wasn't able to do anything with that race because they went the half in 56 and 3 and the race went in 52. JK Victory, I think,
No
is a good
shot.
one. Yeah, so I think that one I'm going to come back to, and Crunch Hanover,
Okay.
your top one. And in race number 5, well, we both have Smoking Hot Dude on top, but I also added the 7 Clint's Vet. I'm taking a flyer that Clint's Vet, who hasn't looked right of late, and then Scratch Vet sick, and somebody think, well, Gary, why are you in on that one? I'm taking a flyer on a horse to try to get this one at a time when the most logical thing maybe is to pass and wait and see Clint's Vet turn it around. But I do know this is a nice horse, David Omicelli.
Very.
Maybe I'm looking at this horse through pie-colored glasses.
I had a message from Dave prior to the show, more or less saying, what are the chances Gary brings up the Buffalo Bills this evening? I said, pretty solid.
And the pie. I can't forget about the Bills or the pie. So I like that line.
Right on.
I'm looking at this horse through pie-colored glasses.
I love it. And back to your $960 price, I see. Hey,
Well, got some consistency. The Bills win, and I'm at $960. I love a consistent world.
there you go. Conley Ecclestone. He's got a ticket for us. Friend of the show, Conley Ecclestone. Likes the single. And yeah, he's got a pair of them through his sequence. Right off the hop, he's going to single up number 3, LD's Kimberly. Race number 2, he's on the 2, Pick Me Up Hanover, and a 5, Tall Dark Lady. So we're all on the same page for the second race. Conley going kind of deep as well in the third with a 1, 3, 4, and 8. Back to another single in the fourth with number 1, Crunch Hanover. Ken Middleton's most probable winner on this evening's race card. And over into race number 5, Conley going deep once again, 4 deep with a 1, 3, 4, and 5. And if you want to play along with Conley's ticket idea, as shown on the screen, $6.40. Again, a $5,000 guaranteed pool pick 5. Right up front, it's your one and only chance to play the pick 5 this evening at Grand River Raceway, an abbreviated card with pick 4s starting up in races 2 and 4 this evening. A little over a minute for the wagers on race number 1. Next voice you'll hear will be that of track announcer Gary Guy. Good luck to all racing and playing tonight.
Field on post parade for the first race. 1, Lions Hungry Apple. Brett McDonough for Ken Oliver, and 3 Lions Racing. And number 2 is LD Sabina, Jonathan Drury for Anthony Beaton and Domain Haven Farm. Number 3 is LD's Kimberly, Sammy Filia for Anthony Beaton and Domain Haven Farm. And number 4, Don't Mess with Molly. Scooter Gimlet drives and trains for James Dean and Brooke Gimlet. And number 5, CC Yankee, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 6, Better Bell, Garrett Rooney for John Chikeen and Robert Pooley. And number 7, McWicked Move, Jason Ryan for Brent Dunbar and Dorothy Dunbar. And number 8 is Lady Gambler, Anthony Hahn for Andrew Cars. The owner is Dr. Ruth Irving. Note equipment change blinkers to open bridle. And, well, we can just stay right there with the 8 because I know a guy at 18-1 who took Lady Gambler on top here in the 8th race. I know a guy, Sugar.
Know a guy too, and I'm hoping he's right. Yeah, just I saw the horse being off a month. Now, normally that steers me away, but I always go back to what our friend of the show, Robert Reed Jr., would say. Well, when there's a barn change and there is some time missed in between the latest start until the first start for the new barn, well, that's something to consider. And I love her look right now. She is right on the bit here for Anthony Hahn. New trainer, Andrew Cars, decides to add Lasix, decides to switch up the bridle, blinkers to open. She looks fantastic, and I still don't mind using her on top at 21-1. She's the longest shot on the board. Call me crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not a knock on the previous trainer because Matt Dupuis is a solid trainer. It's just that
Oh yeah,
sometimes,
for sure.
sometimes just a new look at things, a different lease on life, and somebody tries something different. And Matt's had all kinds of success, but Andrew Cars can have a different look at this horse and freshen this one up also with some time while they're tinkering away. And I think that comment by Robert Reed tends to prove to play out far more right than wrong. So Robert had a lot of
Oh,
good angles, and
indeed.
that was one of his.
Yeah, I'll always remember that one. I listen closely to folks over the years, and when I hear something and it actually works, then it's locked in. That comment from Robert Reed Jr. I've heard others from guys like Randy Waples that it just stays in the brain, and I hold on to it and wait for another time to use it. Well, I'm using that angle tonight with Lady Gambler.
There's three LDs. Kimberly scoring down. Sammy Filia, Anthony Beaton. I think you can use that connection on top sometimes.
She's looking all right, eh? Daughter of Sweet Lou, 2-year-old, right? And we've got 2-year-olds leaving from post 1, 2, and 3 here, right against older horses. So LD's Kimberly, I do like in the number 2 spot. Just can't back her to win because she's a 2-year-old facing older horses.
I think the other reason maybe is last time out a couple of breaks, but Anthony Beaton can certainly get a horse righted again. And look, this is one that's flashed enough speed that I just kind of think maybe she's good enough to get the job done. LD's Kimberly is right now getting a lot of love at 7-5. I don't like it 7-5 though. How about number 5, CC? Well, and look, you do like LD's Kimberly enough to use this one second. CC Yankee, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen, just one third-place finish so far in 7 starts. Comes in from a trip at Mohawk, and just like a lot of Walter Whalen horses, Grand River, the Meadows, and Mohawk, the last 3 starts. Well-traveled.
Well-traveled, great check getter, yet to hit the winner's circle. It could be a while yet, though this horse did take lots of early action, like about 10 or 11 minutes to post time. A lot of the win money was on this 5cc the Yankees. So was it smart money, or was it just friends and family members of the horse backing this one? But we'll find out soon enough how this will fare. I just don't see the win happening tonight.
Number 6, Better Bell, Garrett Rooney for John Chikine. I better take a look to see how close Garrett is to 2,000. I know he's creeping up, and this is one that the last couple races weren't great, but just before that, Wiener Gagnon.
Right on. She can blast off the wings of the starting gate. I pegged her and the 8 as the gate leavers. I think the 6 has to leave. I'm hoping the 8 will leave. But if the 8 doesn't leave, I think I could throw my ticket away. But 6 has got to leave. I'm pretty sure. Even the 4 likely to show some gate speed. I'm really hoping the 8 has some gate popping here at the start. So we're going to find out soon, right?
And Sugar, I'm really reluctant to leave one Lions Hungry Apple off the ticket, even though another 2-year-old,
Right.
because dominant at Georgian last time out.
You would know. You called it. You called her a winner. 57-4 is not a bad mile for a 2-year-old over Georgian, right?
And one going away by almost 4 lengths. And, we'll see. 5-2. Getting a lot of love. The 3 and 1 are getting the action. But you know what? Let's go with Lady Gambler, 12-1. That would be a nice way to start the pick 5. It's a field of 8 for race number 1. Sugar says, let's go. And the horses are ready to go. They're all up in behind the gates. Moving on into the backstretch. First of 7 on a marvelous Monday as we are gathered at the river. And the field for race number 1 is at the start and they're off, and CC the Yankees leaving with Better Bell, and also driving out as they head on into that turn is Don't Mess with Molly, then LD Sabina, Lions Hungry Apple, McWicked Move, then back further LD's Kimberly is second last, and Lady Gambler's trailing the field. Better Bell and Garrett Rooney at 12-1's got the lead. CC the Yankees racing position to second, then Don't Mess with Molly and Scooter Gimble Starlight is on the inside third, 27-1 the opening quarter. And fourth as they come on up towards us is LD's Sabina. Now quickly moving up on the outside, McWicked Move is making a wicked move towards the lead, is coming on gamely, and McWicked Move is moving first over. Don't Mess with Molly thought about coming out, but now there is McWicked Move, who's moved up to about 2.5 off the lead. Then on the outside is LD's Kimberly. On the inside, CC the Yankee has now been shuffled back on the inside. Then Lions Hungry Apple. Lady Gambler still trailing the field. Better Bell at 12-1. Better Bell leads by about 2.25. CC, the Yankees racing second, rather. And then McWicked Move and LD's Kimberly. Don't Mess with Molly. Lions Hungry Apple. LD's Sabina is on the inside second last. And Lady Gambler trailing is pulled out. Has to pass them all to win, though, off a half of 57. They head to 3/4, and it is right now Better Bell. But here comes LD's Kimberly moving up now. McWicked Move, and racing fourth is CC, the Yankee. Don't Mess with Molly and Lions Hungry Apple. Better Bell, 3/4, 125-3. Better Bell. LD's Kimberly's bearing down out wide, and McWicked Move is also coming, but Better Bell on the inside. Better Bell, McWicked Move as they come to the finish. Better Bell and McWicked Move. Better Bell wins it. McWicked Move was second. LD's Kimberly and Don't Mess with Molly 154-3. Well, it is Better Bell at 12-1. We get a price horse to start that pick 5, Sugar.
Crazy. I mean, G Money shows up. I mean, I had this horse pegged for fourth. I had 8, 3, 5, and 6 in my selections. I used 3, 5, and 8 to start the pick 5. I deserve not to be alive in this pick 5. I said, where's the gate speed got to be from? Well, it's got to be from the 6, right? Maybe the 8, maybe the 4. But we were saying the 6 all day for gate speed, and what does Gary do? Hangs a new mark on her, rolls her downtown at the river.
And look at this as one that didn't race last year as a 2-year-old, $52,000 London Classic yearling sale, and just one that if you go only 3 back was a dominant winner here in a maiden, and then moved up since then. A couple of starts that didn't go well, but Better Bell is dug in nicely too. The 7 was coming, but they dug in.
He did. I mean, she was warming up July and into August, and then she had a couple of off efforts there late in August. But now it's a brand new month, and it's a brand new Better Bell. Gate to wire, new best, 154-3, and able to fight off. Right, that's what I didn't see coming. I thought they were going to go right on by. But,
yep.
12-1 price player starting up this pick 5 for G Money.
I think one of the reasons McWicked Move didn't go by is had spent a fair amount of time on the outside, so that could have been the difference there too.
Sure, maybe one to circle up for next time if he shows up at the River. McWicked Move. That's lots to build on for that one, because that's a pretty good mile this evening. We're not summer conditions anymore where it's close to 30 degrees and warm. It's cooling off some, so that's a big, big mile for this one.
Somebody's got a nice 6-7 exactor, 12-1 on to 8-1. LD's Kimberly's a 2-year-old was fine, but maybe your 2-year-old Comet again proved to be correct.
Yeah, older horses will always have it over those babies.
And, well, there's one that is back in front of us as a 3-year-old Better's Delight Brown filly, owned by Robert Poley, John Chakeen, the trainer, Garrett Rooney, the winning driver. It's the 3rd win for Better Bell this season and lifetime. Better Bell, mile of 154-3, a new career mark. The first race payout, 6 better bell, 26.40, $13. 997 McWicked Move, $895, and 3 LD's Kimberly, $340, $2 exactor, $328.60, Rye, $1,273.95, 20-cent try, $254.79, and $1 Super Pay, 673 all. That is 673 all, 20 cents per thousand, 47.83. First race, order of finish from the top, 583-47126. That's 583-47126 on the bottom.
Winback Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including three-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Sub Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beachglass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Winback Farm, Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Betting Line, My MVP, and Trixton. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
All right, we are back, folks, and yeah, race one upset. I was feeling upset in the opener. I just went to the wrong one. Better Bell, a 26.40 winner, topping a $300 exactor. The dollar try coming back at over 1,200. The winning combination for the superfecta was not sold. The 673 all for over $1,000 on the 20-cent play. That, along with just a $135 live and in play from a pick five pool of over $5,000. Still four legs left to go. It's like that. G Money, Better Bell for the race one upset. That's how we start things off this evening at Grand River Raceway. The pick four play. Well, many pick five tickets have hit the floor. So let's take a shot at a pick four. $2,500 guaranteed pool. Bring up some ticket ideas now for myself, Gary Guy, Conley Ecclestone. Let's do this thing. Basically, using the same numbers I had pegged in my pick five. So, opening lag for the pick four, I'm using two, Pick Me Up Hanover, and a five, Tall Dark Lady. I'm going to stay deep in race number three. I've got that one pegged as one of the more wide open races on this evening's race card, a 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Back to two deep in race four. Crunch Hanover gets a great shot on the rail. Flash Cube, I believe, has a pretty good shot for trainer Jody Cullen. Jason Ryan catch driving 7 Flash Cube, the outside gate in race number 4. The fifth race, right behind the car, we've got vis-a-vis Blue Chip as well as Smoking Hot Dude. 4 and 5 for me, and I'm in to go for just $8 on a 20-cent wager for this pick 4. Ticket idea. Another ticket to look at will be that of Gary Guy's. Gary Guy in for just $3.20 on his 20-cent wager. He too would be using the 2 and 5 here. Pick Me Up Hanover, Anthony Hahn. This one adding Lasix this evening. 3-year-old daughter Better's Delight. Tall Dark Lady at a post 5. Brett McDonald on board. Third race for Gary. He's on the one. LD's Gina. Morning line favorite. Jonathan Drury with us this evening at the river, driving for trainer Anthony Beaton there. Gary also including 4 Blushing Joy, Jay Harris. Fourth race, Gary opting for his top selection, number 4, JK Victory, Anthony Hahn. And the backup plan for Gary there is going to be the 1, Crunch Hanover. On the end of it for Gary, it's the 5, Smoking Hot Dude, Damian McClellan, as well as 7, Clint's Vet. A little bit of a class dipper there, and coming in off a vet scratch sick, hopefully that horse is on go. Anthony Hahn with 7, Clint's Vet should offer up some pretty good value in the fifth race. Again, Gary in for $3.20 on his pick 4. Ticket idea. One more ticket for our pal, our friend of the show, Conley Ecclestone. 2 and 5 for Conley right off the bat. In race 2 for the opening leg of the pick 4. 2 and 5. Deep for Conley in race 3. 1, 3, 4, and 8. He stays on that single. Crunch Hanover, as mentioned, Ken Middleton, most likely winner this evening at the river. Number 1, Crunch Hanover in the 4th. And then in race number 5, Conley's back to 4 deep, 1, 3, 4, and 5. $6.40 on the 20-cent wager. Again, this one features the $2,500 guaranteed pool. Good luck.
Field for the second on parade. One is Space Cadet Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen. The owner is Chris Nickel. Number 2 is Pick Me Up Hanover Anthony Hahn for Jeffrey Byron and David Byron and Craig Walwyn. Number 3, Ace 44 Lady Daryl Thiessen for Ken Fritsch and Clayton Fritsch and James Wilson and Rick Carrier. Number 4, All-Star Twinkle Jay Harris for Pamela Goodale. And number 5 is Tall Dark Lady Brent McDonough for Greg McNair and James Everett. It's a field of 5. Fillies, mares, non-winners of 3. Let's look at this field, and Pick Me Up Hanover is currently 3-2 on the board. All the money has come for the 2 and the 5. Our top 2 in here. We both sided with number 2, Pick Me Up Hanover. Your thoughts on this one, sent up by Jeffrey Byron?
Yeah, that's a big trip over Rito. 54 flat was flying to the lead, too. Tons of gate speed. Got to the quarter on top, 27 flat to start before that. Here at Grand River Raceway, putting up ambitious early fractions, 26 and 2, 54 and 2, and then nosed out in a 52 and 1 mile. I mean, it's tough to put up those big fractions and just miss very late. But you know what? It appears they've got to go in 52 to beat them.
Yeah, and you look down the page, you see some sparkling miles of 50 and 4 at Mohawk. You see those 51s, and just appears to have a possible speed edge. Was really good as a 2-year-old, over 12 in the win column, but I think is well situated here to break through. You know my favorite thing about this filly? A $3,000 yearling purchase.
Wow. Bargain basement price, right? I mean, I wonder what it was that had people looking away and not bidding on her. I got talking to a buddy of mine who picked up a cattle wash yearling in London last fall, and I said, "How did you manage to get a cattle wash filly for $8,000?" And he said the word around was that she was too small. Well, she's not too small. She made it to the races. She won 3, maybe 4. She's up here in Ontario racing now. So maybe it was the same idea for this one. Maybe she was small at the sale.
Well, and whatever people didn't like, that 3,000 has made 88,000 and is still
Wow.
in the September of the 3-year-old campaign. So certainly at least has returned. At one to look at, of course, 5 Tall Dark Ladies, sent up by Greg McNair. Has a couple of wins on the year, 5 out of 11 in the top 3.
Yeah, form is pretty good. Pretty good check getter this season. $30,000 earned in the 2025 season. So the highest earner of these. And it's a pretty good shot with Brett McDonald test driving this for trainer Greg McNair this evening. Was on top all the way over Georgia. Not a shabby mile there, 55, right?
Yeah, and came a good back half of 56 and 3. And
Right.
look, I mean, the kind of the race set up nicely because the half was 58 and 3, so was able to stay sharp all the way to finish. Got that nice second panel breather of 30 and 3, and that set up Tall Dark Lady very well. Brett McDonough for Greg McNair. Greg's
I
been
like her look too, Gary. Her body language says she's on go.
just a little chunkier, a little more muscled out. Better's Delight, Philly. But how about number 3, Ace 44 Lady? This is one that was good last year as a 3-year-old. This is a 4-year-old now who's got just 1 win on the year, but shows some signs of ability to at least be the one that we'd use next after the standout top 2.
Well, she does show a 53 trip over the river mid-August. Over Georgian last time out, 55. So, I mean, if you're showing 53 over Grand River Raceway, you should be able to challenge for the 3rd or 4th spot here behind the 2 and 5.
And I like that 53 mile is while finishing 3rd, because sometimes if you put up a good speed, but you're finishing 9th, you're just getting sucked along with the race, whereas here this is being competitive, finishing 3rd. A 44 Lady. And then one more is number 4, All-Star Twinkle, was a winner here, 3 back in 54 and 2.
Yeah, there's plenty of levers in here, too. And she is as well. I'm not sure what Jay Harris what his game plan is going to be. Maybe look to his left, look to his right behind the gate, and see who's going to be trying for the top in here. But a host of levers right off the car should be quite interesting.
I got to think that maybe Pick Me Up Hanover with that post position too might be able to hold position against All Star Twinkle. And well, Space Cadet, probably Mike is taking back with this one a little more conservative. Space Cadet is one that last raced April the 30th.
Yeah, that's if there's one I didn't include in either the try or superfecta, that is definitely it, and that would be the reason why. Missing a few months of racing action, so all freshened up over the summer. Maybe ready to do some traveling this fall. Maybe see this one in London as we get on to our meet.
Field of 5 for the second, Space Cadet and Pick Me Up Hanover on the inside. In the center, Ace 44 Lady. On the outside, All Star Twinkle, Tall Dark Lady. Field of 5. The second dash. Field of 5 for the second race. On into the backstretch, nearing the start. They're at the start and they're off, and Tall Dark Lady, All-Star Twinkle, the outside two leave out, and then Pick Me Up Hanover on the inside, but it's Tall Dark Lady and is going to blast out and get the lead. Tall Dark Lady, Pick Me Up Hanover, All-Star Twinkle, Space Cadet, and Ace 44 Lady is trailing the field. Tall Dark Lady, even money on the board, leads with Pick Me Up Hanover racing second and doesn't want the pocket, is going to step out now as they race off a 27-second opening quarter, and driving is Pick Me Up Hanover, 4-5 favorite over the even money. Tall Dark Lady, those two took the lion's share of the win action, and then All-Star Twinkle is racing third as they race on past us. Then Space Cadet and Ace 44 Lady. But right now it is Pick Me Up Hanover and Anthony Hahn, who's got the front of her Tall Dark Lady. A 27 opening quarter. And they work their way on up towards the half, and Pick Me Up Hanover, Tall Dark Lady. All-Star Twinkle is third, Space Cadet is racing fourth, and Ace 44 Lady fifth. 5 in a line, 55-4. It's a pretty solid half for this class, and Pick Me Up Hanover leading as they race their way on up towards three quarters. Has a lead of a length and three quarters over Tall Dark Lady. All-Star Twinkle, Ace 44 Lady, and Space Cadet is trailing the field. They head on up towards three quarters, and it's Pick Me Up Hanover. But Tall Dark Lady is right there, racing close in the pocket. 124 and 4 three quarters at 29 a third split. And Pick Me Up Hanover still looks strong and hasn't received any urging. Leads at a length and three quarters. Tall Dark Lady trying to close the gap. Angles towards the outside. Pick Me Up Hanover and Tall Dark Lady are going to settle things now. Pick Me Up Hanover on the inside. Tall Dark Lady on the outside. Pick Me Up Hanover as they come on to the finish. Tall Dark Lady was able to pick up Pick Me Up Hanover. Tall Dark Lady gets on by. Pick Me Up Hanover was second, then Space Cadet, and then All-Star Twinkle, Ace 44 Lady. 153 and 2. Tall Dark Lady did the early work, and then coming on down the stretch, had enough left to work on by our top one, Pick Me Up Hanover Sugar.
Yeah, it appears the best trip wanted here, Gary, was on top early, but Pick Me Up Hanover wanted command, so made that move through a hot quarter in 27 flat, was taking over in front of the grandstand, and she didn't really back into them, down to the half, 55 and 4, three quarters, 124 and 4, and winning mile of 153 and 2, just a few ticks off the all-time life best for the 5, Tall Dark Lady. A nice victory there, very patient drive by Brett McDonald.
Yeah, and Tall Dark Lady, I mentioned that last start of Georgian kind of just got left alone on the lead and was really sharp coming home. Probably could have gone more, but didn't need to. 55 and 1. But here is another case. We didn't know if the 5 how the speed would be. I mean, we saw this one race on the lead in each of the last couple. Field of 5, you're right in behind the car. Post 5 is the most winningest post here on the pace at Grand River.
I like the fact, Gary, that she did get the heart-building win, a good boost of confidence in her latest when trying Georgian Downs. And we did mention when seeing her, I don't know if I've ever seen this filly before, but the body language, we mentioned she was on go. She looked fantastic. And at even money, we knew the 2 and 5 were going to take the heaviest action. So even money on this 5 horse Not a bad price.
She's a pretty muscled up looking filly as you see this
Yeah.
one turn towards us. I mean, not narrow across the front at all. There's some decent muscle there.
She's thick, kind of put together like a tank, and got a great neck on her, and just carries herself well on track. She was nice and relaxed when we were looking at her prior to going to the gate. Fantastic looking daughter of Bettor's Delight.
Ears are twitching, listening to all those comments and saying, "Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm good." Back in front of us, number 5, Tall Dark Lady, 3-year-old Bettor's Delight Bay filly by James Averitt. Greg McNair, the trainer. Brett McDonald, the winning driver. Third win for Tall Dark Lady, 153 and 2. The second race, number 5, Tall Dark Lady, $4, 210, 210. 2, Pick Me Up Hanover, 230 and 210. 1, Space Cadet, 450. $2 Exactor, 5 and 2, 730. Dollar Try, 1885. Dollar Super, 3850. And the double of 6 and 5, 157.20. Would Joseph Lyons Mound please call extension 228? Joseph Lyons Mound, please call extension 228. Second race order finish 32541. That's 32541. Joseph Lyons Mound, please report to the mutual windows down by the patio or give me a call at 228. Joseph Lyons Mound, report to the mutual area down by the patio or call me at 228. Would Joseph Lyons Mound please report to the mutual area on the patio? Joseph Lyons Mound, please report to the mutual area on the patio. field for the third is on parade. 1, Eldie's Gina, Jonathan Drury for Anthony Beaton and Domain Haven Farm. Number 2 is Reinvest, Jane Weber for Tom and Elizabeth Rankin. And number 3 is HP Tourmaline, Semi-Filia for Chantel Mitchell and Claude Mitchell DiCenzo. Number 4, Blushing Joy, Jay Harris for Sean Stacy and Hut Racing Stable. Number 5, Fast Lane Jane, Brett McDonough for Gord Danzatovic and Peter Albrecht. Number 6, McLatte, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. And number 7, Nola's Bet, Damien McClellan for Robert Kyle Fellows and Hut Racing. And number 8, Brookdale Charlotte, Daryl Thiessen for Ken Fritsch and James Wilson and Rick Carrier. Field of 8, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, we're going to start with the favorite, 1, LD's Gina. That last race here at Grand River, that's kind of caught people's attention.
Circled them, right? Came from a long ways back, 8th by 11 at the half, was up on the wide side to win by a half length. Now, the thing is, Gary, back half is only 101. So, wouldn't have taken much for this one to swoop up out of the backfield because the front end just didn't hold up at all.
Well, it went 56 to the half in a race that went 57. So, it just
Right.
the race went a little too quick early, and LD's Gina said, yeah. Thank you. I'll just roll right on by. Scotty Coulter coming from off the pace with LD's Gina. Now Jonathan Drury, JD for Anthony Beaton. Anthony often has quite a bit of success. This is just a 2-year-old, $81,000 yearling purchase, 4 starts, a win and a third. So fans have come for this one 6-5. But, you know, you went to McLatte and Mike Whalen as your second choice. And one that now this would be the 4th start for McLatte, and one that, well, showed better last race and maybe with a natural progression. Came home in 28-4, I see.
Well, there it is right there. I mean, you can look through the program lines on the rest of the field. Not one of them is showing 28 and change on their back quarter, though McLatte is, and that's where I'm going for a top 2 player. Mike Whalen on board. Not quite ready to back him to win this one just yet, but top 2 play all day with that final half in the latest.
I used him for third, so I did notice that. McLatte, McWicked, 3-year-old. And also, how about number 4, Blushing Joy, is one that I used for second here. And, well, Sean Stacy's barn's been going okay of late. Blushing Joy. This is one that's been mostly a fringe player the last few races, but I think has shown enough to maybe step forward here.
For some reason, fans backed this one to be the favorite in the latest, number 4, Blushing Joy. Austin Story was on board, had her in play early, was following up on that hot early pace, and was kind of empty through the stretch. So, for that reason alone, the beaten favorite status in the latest, that is the reason I've pegged that one as a top 3 play here.
Yeah, and the thing is, kind of got sucked along in too fast to set the pocket. The race went too quick. So Blushing Joy, I think, has an excuse for coming up a bit empty in the late stages. And Sean will have this one, I think, ready to rock and roll. Blushing Joy and Jay Harris I used as one of my 2 in the pick 4. Of course, the pick 5, we both were dead in there, so we're more trying to stay alive in our pick 4. Yeah, gonzoed in the first race. And number 3, HP Tourmaline, is one that I don't know what to make of this one because we saw a really good race here July the 28th, and since then things haven't really gone very well at all.
She's going to be my beware horse, Gary. First time Sammy Filion in the bike.
And, well, Tyler Borth was driving this one before, and, well, HB Tourmaline, Sammy's been on a bit of a roll of late, and Chantal Mitchell certainly is an accomplished trainer. So HB Tourmaline, 6-1. And
right.
One that I
one
threw in
more?
one more that you threw in was Nola's Bet.
Nola's Bet? Yeah, maybe, but you know what?
Fringe.
I was catching some action on the trot bred reinvest. She's a trot. She's bred the trot all day long. She opened up as a favorite in here, Gary. There was some serious early money on number 2, reinvest. So it's something to consider as they go in behind the gate.
Maybe somebody cashed on Better Bell and decided to reinvest right here with Shane Weber. It's a field of 8. LD's Gina, reinvest. HB Tourmaline inside. Blushing Joy, Fast Lane Jane in the center. McLotte, Nola's Bet, and Brookdale Charlotte on the outside. Field of 8. The third dash on a marvelous Monday. Horses gathered up in behind the gate at the river. There at the start of the rough, Nola's Bet, Brookdale Charlotte, Blushing Joy, HB Tourmaline, LD's Gina's now 4th, and then 5th is Reinvest, and then HB Tourmaline now is back to 6th, and then McLotte and Fast Lane Chain. But Blushing Joy, 7-2 on the board, has the front. Nola's Bet is racing 2nd, LD's Gina 3rd, Reinvest is racing position 4th. And they work their way up towards the quarter. Brookdale Charlotte 5th, HB Tourmaline is racing 6th, trailing pair Fastlane Jane McLotte, and they race off a quarter at 27-2. Blushing Joy in front of Nola's Bet, and now LD's Gina, the 1-2 favorite, wants to sprint up and try to clear to the lead over Blushing Joy before they get to the turn. LD's Gina, Blushing Joy. LD's Gina was able to grab the lead. Blushing Joy's racing position 2nd, then Nola's Bet at 60-1 is 3rd, gap of 3 or 4, and racing position 4th is Reinvest. Now HB Tourmaline is touring on the outside. Then it is Brookdale Charlotte and Fast Lane Jane, and McLotte is trailing the field. LD's Gina and Jonathan Drury leading. HB Tourmaline is making up a lot of ground, and from the backfield also coming is Fast Lane Jane. But right now, LD's Gina, HB Tourmaline is touring with a lot of speed on the outside. LD's Gina is going to have to deal with HB Tourmaline. Blushing Joy's racing position 3rd. Reinvest is 4th, and then Nola's Bet, 3/4, 125-2, and they're going at it. LD's Gina, Jonathan Drury to the inside. HB Tourmaline, Sammy Filia on the outside. They're throwing down, and then Blushing Joy from off the pace. Fast Lane Jane is bursting onto the scene. McLotte with a late push on down the stretch drive. HB Tourmaline and LD's Gina. LD's Gina digging in, then is looking to scoot up the inside now is Blushing Joy, and on the outside HB Tourmaline's got the late lead. HB Tourmaline, Sammy Filia wins. LD's Gina, then Blushing Joy, and Nola's Bet, 156-1. Sammy Filia, HB Tourmaline won a big race, and well, Sammy first to start on this one, and got the job done, Sugar.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, there glitch on my end, but indeed, first time Sam Filion angle. That's an angle that I'm going to be looking for in the weeks and months ahead here on the tracks of Ontario. I had a good pal out west that I followed for years, Brandon Campbell, always one of the leading drivers out in Alberta and BC. Anytime it was first time Brandon Campbell, it was usually gold. Well, for me, it's going to be first time Sam Filion going forward. I'll be looking for him.
You went 5 deep on your multi-leg, and well, the 4th one, HB Tourmaline, gets it. You said that you thought this was a wide-open dash, and it was a hotly contested dash, and HB Tourmaline had to wear down LD's Gina, who was game.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see the 1-2 favorite make a move through that hot quarter, 27-2. And was out and rolling. Yeah, just kind of softened her up, I think, because they only got home in 30-4. And who was going best of all but HB Tourmaline.
The thing with Sammy, too, he's a very multi-purpose driver. He can race them from whatever he needs to do. Off the pace, send them out. He's fully capable and really rolling right now.
versatile, one of the best at timing them off the gate too. Well, he's got that one. He's got that down packed at the river.
It's a 3-1-4-7, 3 HP Tourmaline. 2-year-old Control the Moment Brown filly, owned by Claude Amel, Mitchell DiCenzo. Chantel Mitchell, the trainer. Sammy Filia, the winning driver. First win for HP Tourmaline. Mile of 156 and 1. Third race, payouts 3, HP Tourmaline. 1470, 510, 270. 1, Aldi's Gina, 240, 210. 4, Blushing Joy, 260. $2 exactor, 25.60. Dollar Try, 24.60. Dollar Super, 329.25. 20-cent Super, 65.85. Third race, so for a finish from the top, 271 35648. That's 271 35648 on the bottom.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show, everyone. An abbreviated card of 7 Grand River Raceway this evening. Hey, are you still alive in the Pick 5 play? There's a few tickets still out there, but there's still 2 legs left to go. There's only $1. That's right, $1 live and in play from that Pick 5 pool of over $5,000. So best of luck to the very few live tickets still in play for the early Pick 5. If there should happen to be a carryover, well, of course, we'll be using that carryover into race 1 on Wednesday, the next Pick 5 play here at Grand River Raceway. So, without further ado, let's get a look at some Pick 4 ticket ideas starting up here in race number 4, covering the final 4 on this evening's abbreviated card, races 4 through 7 for a late Pick 4 at the River. We're using 1, Crunch Hanover, Ken Middleton's most probable winner on the night's card. Number 7, Flash Cube, is going to be my backup plan in there. Going to go 2 deep in race number 5. We're using 4, Visa Fee Blue Chip, as well as 5, Smoking Hot Dude. Then we're going to go deep, 5 deep in races 6 and 7. On the end of it, we're going to be hoping for some prices in races 6 and 7 to make this Pick 4 pay. 20-cent ticket. I'm in for $20 even. Gary Guy with a late Pick 4 ticket idea as well. Let's see what Gary's got. He's 2 deep all the way through it. His top selection in the 4th race. Number 4, JK Victory with the 1, Crunch Hanover. Then he's on to the 5, Smoking Hot Dude, and 7, Clint's Vet. Race 6, Sometime Somewhere, it's the Rail Horse. Sports Line. Race 7 for Gary. It's the 5, Cold Creek Fuego, or 7, Wicket Road. Just $3.20 on the 20-cent play for a late Pick 4. Gary Guy's ticket idea. One more to look at for a multi-leg ticket. This one for Conley Ecclestone. He singles up the 1, Crunch Hanover, in this 4th race. He's 4 deep in the middle legs. So in race 5, Conley on the 1, 3, 4, and 5. Race 6, some fast class pacers in there. Conley's with the 1, Sports Line, the 2, Greatest Ending, as well as 5, Sometime Somewhere, and 6, Doc's Philly Cheese. And the finale for Conley, he's on the 1, 5, 7, Rodina Blue, Gold Creek Fuego, and a Wicket Road. Like that for Conley, and he's in for that price of $9.60 on a 20-cent Pick 4 play. Best of luck to all going in on this late Pick 4 at the River.
Field on post parade for the fourth. One Crunch Hanover Semi-Filia for Shane Barrington and Imagine Stable. Number 2, Dupree Hanover Daryl Season for Greg McNair and Bradley Grant. Three Beach Tour, Mike Horner drives the trains for RAW Equine and Mark Horner. 4 GK Victory, Anthony Hahn for Harry Polton and the Stable. Number 5, Leave It to Luther, Nick Stewart for Ryan Stewart and Courtney Pollard. Number 6, Storm Along, Brent McDonough for Greg McNair and Bradley Grant. And number 7 is Flash Cube, Jason Ryan for Jody Cullen and Yvonne Mondu. Field of 7, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Sugar, we'll start with one Crunch Hanover. This is one that dropped down in July, racing once here and once at Georgian Downs. Dropped into 8,000 claiming. Nobody claimed to this horse. Look at that one win here. Just crushed 18 and something lengths here. But, well, you're not going to be able to get this one for $8,000, I don't think, anytime soon now. Crunch Hanover is back rolling 3-2 the favorite.
Yeah, he come back out of the 8-claimer to finish a big third against some very nice horses and still paced a mile 52-1. Went over to the big track, Woodbine Mohawk Park, put up a few good miles there to finish third. Last time out, he was kind of going a big one up on the wide side and just got interfered with very late. And I remember it now. Sam Fillion on board did a great job of steering this one out of harm's way and keep him on his feet, right? So I think Sammy's got a pretty good shot to come back here with him.
Yeah, we figured maybe he was probably going to finish second or third. He probably wasn't going to catch HBLess Shadow, but he was going to get a big chunk of it, and then interference break, so not his fault at all. Sammy Filia, 6-5. Number 7, Flash Cube, is one that flashed last year with 7 wins, only 2 this year, and most recently raced here from post 7. Well, the mile 52-4. That's that race with HBLess Shadow winning in 51-2.
Yeah, still a pretty good effort, right? Sitting 9th throughout. And did come on to finish fifth, so was passing horses, was gaining a bit of ground, a back at 56-2. So a short enough field of 7 here should be to this Son of Sports riders liking. 10-1 price. I mean, that's an incredible price for a Jody Cullen trainee that fits in well here at Grand River.
Yeah, and look, overall, I mean, this is one that you just have to think if can work out a trip and be a little bit closer because came home really well. It just was a little too far back to make a difference. You know, number 6, Storm Along, is one that made $3,000 to start last year and took a mark of 50-2 at Mohawk. Storm Along this year still been racing well, but the last couple starts not great. Look at that one 2 races ago. That was in a preferred 2 class, so that's in some pretty snug company.
Was to, I don't know. I'd like to see him get a trip in here. I mean, leave with him enough to be spotted up in the top 3 maybe, but follow a helmet for as long as one can and see what happens in the end. I do like the chances for Storm Along in here. Brett McDonald on board for trainer Greg McNair.
Well, you do see those, if you look further down the page, a couple of starts in the preferred 2 class where this one was second. Once to Artie's Ideal and then once to Lamborghini Lou, and in both cases was beaten a length. So those are some very good measuring sticks. So we know that Storm Along at this level should have a pretty big chance to storm and be a factor, is being bet at 9-2. How about the one that I went to on top is getting a fair amount of money, JK Victory. I just said that last race never happened.
Yeah, I'd be putting a line through it too. Sitting 9th, finished 9th, but still paced a back half in 55 and change to get nothing, right? This horse will do better if Anthony can find a spot up close.
This is also one that came from off the pace and got a 4th against HBLess Shadow. JK Victory is one that overall I just think when you look down the page, well, the last time you see this one racing down at a level actually slightly below this, but down in class July the 13th, went all the way on top to win, and that was at Georgian Downs in 53 and 4.
Might be all right with these, leaving right behind the car and does show some gate speed to work with. So this one could be interesting. There's a host of levers here. Another one where it could be very interesting right off the wings of the starting gate.
Well, both you and Kenny crunched this field and decided that Crunch Hanover was the one, but I went looking to go against the favorite, 7-2 on JK Victory. We'll see how it unfolds. Crunch Hanover, Sammy moving up into position now. It is a field of 7. Crunch Hanover, Dupree Hanover on the inside. In the center of each tour, JK Victory, Leave It to Luther. To the outside, Storm Along and Flash Cube. It's a field of 7 for race number 4. Field for the 4th race is at the start of the rough and down the center of the track, getting out well. Leave It to Luther, also driving Storm Along, and then Dupree Hanover. But right now, Storm Along and Leave It to Luther dueling. Dupree Hanover is racing 3rd. Crunch Hanover is in mid-pack 4th, and then JK Victory, Beach Tour, and back to Flash Cube as the field races their way on around the turn. It is Leave It to Luther who left quickest of all and has got the lead. Dupree Hanover, then Storm Along was able to tuck in 3rd. Crunch Hanover is racing 4th and is now going to angle out and come charging as they race on towards us off that 27-second opening quarter. And popping out from 2nd goes Dupree Hanover, so that carries Crunch Hanover out 3 wide. Dupree Hanover is able to loop around, Leave It to Luther, and get the lead, and now Crunch Hanover wants to move up. Crunch Hanover driving on the outside. Crunch Hanover is working hard and is going to clear to the front. Crunch Hanover has a lead of about a length and a half, and then Dupree Hanover. Racing 3rd is Leave It to Luther. Then Storm Along to the outside. JK Victory spotted 2nd over 55 and 3. Halftime put up by Crunch Hanover. Trailing pair are Flash Cube and Beach Tour. Crunch Hanover 8-5. Semi-Filia sitting still in the bike right now. Dupree Hanover is racing 2nd at 10-1. Leave It to Luther, Storm Along, and JK Victory still on the inside. Flash Cube to the outside and Beach Tour, but Crunch Hanover is getting away on the field. Crunch Hanover and Semi-Filion leads of Dupree Hanover by about 5 or 6 lengths, and then Leave It to Luther, Flash Cube, Storm Along, and then Beach Tour and JK Victory on down the stretch drive. It is all Crunch Hanover. Crunch Hanover has got this one and, is going to, let me just crunch the numbers. I'm going to say won by about 6.5 lengths. And then it was Beach Tour and Dupree Hanover, just a guess, 154, but it doesn't really matter because Crunch Hanover looked like he could go more if he needed to.
Oh, we'll call that one a very easy victory, right? Makes the winning move just following the quarter mile, 27 seconds flat to there, and he's about 3 deep in front of the grandstand, but once he touched down on the lead, he just opened up on them. A much the best winner, Sammy Filion, going back-to-back at the river.
Of course, he calculated when Dupree steps out. Dupree Hanover was able to clear, Leave It to Luther quick enough that didn't leave him hung out. So he got down onto the pylons before they went around that turn, and that was crucial. But still, how crucial was it? Because look at how much he had coming home.
Indeed. I mean, Sammy, just buggy riding, right? I mean, not even speaking to this horse. I mean, this horse just romped for fun.
And this is
and to think a little over a month ago, he was in for an $8,000 claiming tag.
And people had 2 shots to claim him. I mean, July the 13th at Georgian, he won for almost 3 lengths and came right back in here in for a straight 8 and won by 18 3/4.
Crazy.
That might be the widest margin of victory we've had at Grand River. I got to think about it. I don't know, but that's you don't get that very often. But
for this season, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody $8,000 would have been really happy. And look, Shane Barrington's a very accomplished trainer. He clearly was willing to have this horse put in, and then he got the ship righted, and now he's really righted.
Yeah, the horse is very sharp right now. It's pretty good prices underneath him. I mean, he was an 8-5 favorite, but it's double-digit odds in behind them. Race number 4, Sam Fillion, easy as 1, 2, 3.
And I said I put a line through the last race for JK Victory. I might want to put a line through this one too because no show.
Nowhere to go.
Well, I don't know if he had much anyway. It's one of those where you just say, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about. I should have been thinking about Crunch Hanover. It's a 1-2-3-7 Crunch Hanover. Sammy Fillion, 7-year-old Captain Treacherous Bay Gelding, owned by Imagine Stable, trained by Shane Barrington. Third win for Crunch Hanover this year and 19th lifetime. Fourth race payouts: 1 Crunch Hanover, 530, 420, 210, 2 Dupree Hanover, 995, 60, 3 Beach Tour, 590, $2 Exactor, 41.50, dollars Rye, 42.10, dollar Super, 279.85, 20-cent Super, 55.97. Fourth race, order finish from the top. 1-2-3-7-6-5-4. That's 1-2-3-7-6-5-4. on the bottom. And note we have a corrected time from the fourth race. Crunch Hanover's win time is 1:52 and 3. We had a timer malfunction. 1:52 and 3 is the mile for Crunch Hanover.
I'm Natasha Day. I train and drive harness racing horses at London, Ontario. These are my main products that I use in my racehorse barn that are all Omega Alpha, the Biotic 8, the Immune Plus, the Anti-Flam, which is great for the horses after they've had a hard day racing. The Biotic 8, I swear by it. Get all the dapples out, gets the old coat out, gets everything pumping and moving and makes the shine really come out.
Field on post parade for the 5th. 1, Harry G. Sammy Fillion for Duncan Gillis and Christina Saftik. Number 2 is Lines Brush Marks. Garrett Rooney for John Lougheed and Dorian DeJong and Ed Laybourne. Number 3 is Reactor Now. Brett McDonough for Greg McDarren and Bradley Grant. Number 4, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. Jay Harris for Robert Kyle Fellows and Mickey Suter and Arpad Zabo. Number 5 is Smokin' Hot Dude. Damian McClellan for Ben Wallace and Terry Krawick. And number 6, Atlas Hanover. Jason Ryan for Jason McGinnis and Cynthia Acton. And number 7 is Clint's vet, Anthony Hunt for Tim Myers and David Omicelli. And 8 is New Shooter, Daryl Thiessen for John Braid. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. And Smokin' Hot Dude is Damon McClellan, Ben Wallace. Last couple races, not great, but you know, I always remember this horse. Robert Reed took this horse as a long shot one night on top and won with him. So not 28-1, not as good as your long play, Sugar, but it was an impressive pick back then.
Hey, his mic's up.
There we go. I'm having a little trouble with this mic on my end. Just not going for me. But we're up now. But yeah, this Smoking Hot Dude, 2-1, lukewarm favorite status right now. He's been a big long shot though, and in all of his recent starts, big double digits dating right back to early July.
Yeah, Sugar, if you fall asleep, just blame it on the mic because, how will we know? Because we're not seeing you. You're just snoozing away there in the London Bureau Chief head office. But, Smoking Hot Dude's one that needs to wake up just the same as you do. But look, this is one here that's, one here in 53 this year, so maybe you'll both be awake here in this 5th race.
Oh, boy. You know what? He's one of 4. Only 4 are live on the end of the pick 5 play. That's what I was looking at when I was missing the mic action. There's no live money. The horses 2, 6, 7, or 8. So if any one of those longer shots happens to break on through in this one, there'd be a carryover into Wednesday evening's race 1, pick 5.
So half the field could cause that carryover, but I just got to believe I'm in with you on Smoking Hot Dude, so we're both awake to this one. Number 4, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, also one that needs to kind of wake up. But look at this is also one that was facing much tougher at Georgian last time at Palladium, Hanover, Granite Beach, Pondered longer. This is a good spot for Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. Didn't race well here at 2 starts back. Again, that was a class above this one.
I agree. It's a great spot for him. Right behind the car with a driver that likes to put them in play, can be aggressive with them early. And I think Jay is going to send this horse. Will he be on top? Not sure of that, but he's definitely going to be up close early. I'd love to see him try to go all the way.
Look, in the last time this one raced in this class, going 3 back, that was a really good start. Second, beaten to Silver Beast at Georgian Downs, and that was the last time in this class. So was better. You only have to look back to the last time at this level. Number 1, Harry G. Sammy Fillion. You could take the hot driver with an inside post and one that flashed a bit of gate speed from the inside of Georgian last race.
I might have put him in a higher spot here, Gary, though.
Did you?
I went back to the time when he finished second in 151 and 4-3 back, and then I got heavy on him the next time, thinking, geez, he's going to go a big one here. But he showed up a bit flat to finish 6th the next time out after a big mile at Grand River Raceway. And then the latest, he's 3rd in 54 over Georgian Downs. The rail, not an easy spot to leave from. We saw Sammy in the last race try to time it from the rail with a speed horse. Crunch Hanover. He left all he could, but it's not the same as leaving behind the car or leaving from an outside post at Grand River Raceway. That rail is a tough spot to get away from.
Number 3, Reactor Now, is one that, well, just only one win on the year, but classy enough that you got to look at him and see where he fits in terms of the high five.
I think he does fit in here. I think he's a must play for the high five. I expected more from him last time out because he was going in the right direction. Lots of 152 miles, but he was definitely flat last time out, only coming home in 30 flat. He needs a little more kick on the end of this one.
I'm curious to see what Clint's vet does. I told you I used this one for second behind Smoking Hot Dude, and maybe I'm looking at this horse through pie-colored glasses, but Clint's vet is capable of more. It's a field of 8. It's race number 5. Stay awake for this race, Sugar.
You bet.
It's a field of 8 into the backstretch. Field for the 5th race is at the start, and they're off. And it is Reactor Now, vis-a-vis Blue Chip, Smoking Hot Dude and Atlas Hanover, and they're leaving 4 abreast, but right now taking back is Atlas Hanover, and is going to work over towards the pylons 4th. Racing on the lead right now is vis-a-vis Blue Chip, then Reactor Now, Smoking Hot Dude, Atlas Hanover, Harry G is 5th away, Clint's Vet is 6th, and then the trailing pair, Lions Brush Marks and New Shooter, vis-a-vis Blue Chip. 4-1's got the lead, 26-2 the opening quarter, and Reactor Now is plugged into the pocket, and then it is Smoking Hot Dude who's racing 3rd in front of Atlas Hanover as the field works their way on past us of a 26-2 opening quarter, and popping out, Atlas Hanover is going to come first over, giving cover to Harry G. Then Clint's Vet is part of the outer flow, scooting up the inside as Lions Brush Marks, and New Shooters back trailing the field. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip off a 26-2 quarter, halftime 55-4. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip, Reactor Now is getting a nice trip. Atlas Hanover on the outside is getting up a little bit closer, and then Smoking Hot Dude, Harry G is racing 5th, Lions Brush Marks, and then Clint's Vet and New Shooter, and it is vis-a-vis Blue Chip. Jason Ryan is mapping a path for Atlas Hanover to come on and challenge for the lead, and then it is Reactor Now on the inside 3rd. Harry G is 2nd over racing 4th. Smoking Hot Dude is still on the inside 5th. Clint's Vet, then Lions Brush Marks and New Shooter. It is still vis-a-vis Blue Chip. Now out wide comes Harry G, vis-a-vis Blue Chip. Here comes Harry G, and looking to dart down to the inside. Reactor Now off a perfect trip on down the stretch. Harry G, Reactor Now, Harry G. Well, gee, Harry came home in front. Reactor Now was 2nd, then vis-a-vis Blue Chip and Smoking Hot Dude and Atlas Hanover 153-3. Sammy sizzling. Harry G victorious. Nice mile of 53-3.
G. Gary, 153-3. Big trip. I didn't see that coming. What a big push on the end of it. Sammy with the hot hands. That's 3 straight, I think, for Sammy tonight.
Yeah, races 3, 4, and 5. Sammy's on a roll, and certainly, and Harry G is one we've seen in the past here, go a big mile. One here in 52 this year, and last year in 52 also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a slick steer. He got towed right up into it. I mean, Atlas Hanover did a whole lot of heavy lifting first up on the outside. I wanted Jay Harris to send vis-a-vis Blue Chip. He did, but he was a little soft on the end of it, so it was going to be Harry G there to pick up the pieces late. Even number 3, Reactor Now, good bounce back effort. For sure, showing a whole lot more on the final quarter of this race versus his latest.
And then we mentioned the versatility of Sammy, and that horses on the inside are not getting away. Well, got away about 5th or something like that, maybe Harry G. But then doesn't matter where you get away, it's where do you finish. And well, we saw blowing on by that red and white stripe pole in front of all the others.
Yeah, it was just a wonderful toe up. I mean, Atlas Hanover, he was making a big move up the backstretch, and following on that live cover, Harry G followed the 6 all the way to the head of the lane, and then it was go time. He just tore the bridles off of the rest of it.
It's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back in front of us. The natural hat trick for Sammy Filia, taking races 3, 4, and 5. 8-year-old Roll With It, Harry Bay gelding by Christina Saftik. Duncan Gillis, the trainer. Sammy Filia, the win. 4th win on the season, 30th lifetime. Harry G. 153 and 3. Fifth race, number 1, Harry G, 640, 360, 290. 3 Reactor now, $5, 370. 4 Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, 350. $2 Exactor, 35.40. Dollar Try, 45.50. Dollar High 5, 232.25. Dollar Pick 3, 49.55. Dollar Pick 4, 128.25. And the 20-cent Pick 5, $4,304.25. Kaboom! Shakalaka. Fifth race, order finish from the top, is a 172-34568. That's 172-34568 on the bottom.
Hi, I'm Susie Kerwood. I train standardbred racehorses. I've been doing this for a few decades, and I'd love to talk about some of the products of the Omega Alpha that I use along the way. Respiratory, it really opens up their airways on them, clears them up. One other product that I actually really love for my horses is Healthy Horse. It has everything that you really need in the stressful situations when the horses are racing. It's a fantastic product to keep your horse healthy all season long.
Winback Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including a three-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Sub Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beachglass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Winback Farm, Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Betting Line, My MVP, and Trixton. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
Field 4, race number 6 on Post Parade. 1 is Sportsline Sammy Filia for Patrick Bissett. Number 2 is Greatest Ending Anthony Hahn for Harry Polton and the stable. 3 is Scratched. 4 is Batter Up Hanover Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Debbie Francis and Roseanne Langille. 5 is Sometimes, Somewhere, Daryl Thiessen for Brett Lester and Abianco Holdings. And number 6, Doc's Philly Cheese, Gabriel Rooney for Brittany Kennedy and Money Club Racing. It's a field of 5 for race number 6, and well, your top one to Batter Up Hanover is 7-2. Was higher, 8-1 just a few minutes ago, but I guess I just didn't get the memo because both you and Kenny are on Batter Up Hanover, Sugar.
Yeah, I like this horse. I watched him a lot down around the Maritimes when he began his racing career. I think he got over Charlottetown in 51 or 52, one old home week. So he's very comfortable on a smaller track, be it a half miler or a 5/8. So we'll see what he can do over Grand River Raceway. He's been at Woodbine Mohawk Park this season quite a bit. Last year, took a mark there at 51 and change. He's a fast horse, likes to be covered up until maybe the head of the lane, and then he would show you his best. So I'm thinking good things for Batter Up Hanover, 5-2 right now.
You see this one back July the 26th in some snug company, racing at Mohawk, 50-1, finishing second, Order on the Go. That's a very snug field, and so yeah, you know that it's a possibility. But you know where I went is on top is to your second one, Sometime, Somewhere, and one that certainly has flashed at times. And well, how about that? Even that last race here, HB Le Shadow is just unstoppable right now, and Sometime, Somewhere raced well until that one got by late.
Yeah, this one put up a pretty good fight with HP Le Shadow in the latest. But as you mentioned, that horse is a very, very good right now for Shane Barrington. This one racing for trainer Brett Lester. Sometime, Somewhere, he's a good fit here. I didn't think he'd be the heavy favorite right now. I mean, that 4, Batter Up Hanover, he's been in all the big races back home. Like, he's competed in Gold Cup and Saucer trials. He's raced the invitational circuit. So he's taken on and beaten the best there is down around the Maritimes over the years. So for me, Batter Up Hanover, going to keep him on top. And Sometime, Somewhere, might be worth a look for that exactor factor.
Well, one thing, if you look at this field right now, field of just 5, but there's nobody that really is thought of as not being capable of winning in here.
Right.
And look, one Sportsline, I'd say he seems to have a bit of back class. And what about his trip up to Hanover? That was pretty effective.
Pretty good mile over Hanover, right? Gate to wire. He's got a pretty good set of hands on him tonight, too. Hey, I mean, Sammy's been on him the last couple of times, so he's probably got him figured out, right? And he's got the river figured out tonight as he tries for his 4th driving win right here. Co-longest shot on the board. Sportsline fitting in well.
And don't look at that 57 at Hanover and then start comparing to the other horses because, well, we see what he does here and how his speed compares. So it's just that track at Hanover just does not yield the kind of times that we get over this surface.
Never.
And you see him racing very competitively with some quick miles over this track. And Sportsline, just ton of back class. He's knocked heads with some good horses in his lifetime. So they scratched the 3 on his wheels on fire. Where do you want to go to next?
We'll try the 2 greatest ending for the stable group, 7-2 price player. But even the 6, Doc's Philly Cheese at 9-2 with G Money. I mean, G Money doesn't show up at the river to lose.
That G Money is a horse that I've seen every once in a while come up with a big, outstanding effort. You saw June the 21st at Mohawk, won 50-4 to win there. So he's certainly capable. And there's 2 greatest ending who Anthony's just making some adjustments. And One that you do see some speed. 52-1 at Mohawk last race. Look at the class that he was in, though. I mean, my God, that's way too tough.
Free-legged pacer too, Gary.
Love those.
Yeah, me too. I used to always love a free-legged horse in the mud. I don't know why. They just seem to win quite a bit back where I came from. I mean, the free-legged horses, maybe the ones back home in the Maritimes, maybe they were kind of sore and they loved when the mud came along. There was a horse by the name of a Tar Boy George who seemed to love the mud back in the day. We're going back some years now, but yeah, for me, it always left a mark. Those free-legged pacers, I always like to try them on the off track.
Callie Rankin had a free-legged pacer that also didn't wear a check. And it always looked funny because he'd be just bouncing his head down by his knees as they're moving up behind the gate, just bouncing all around. And then, he'd just straighten up his
You know
neck.
what? Funny you say that. There was one back home like that as well. Loved the mud, three-legged, head way down between the knees, old Banning Hanover.
Yeah, it just looked so racy, and he was good enough. I mean, Callie had a lot of decent horses over the years. Another Maritimer. And look, we've got ourselves a field of just 5. They're short in numbers, but long in talent. And right now, sometime, somewhere, is a slight favorite at 8-5. But, you and Ken are on with Batter Up Hanover. We'll see how it unfolds.
They're well matched, Gary.
Well, I think they are, too. And that's why, look at the tote boards telling you that. Sportsline, greatest ending on the inside. Batter Up Hanover in the center, the outside, sometime, somewhere. And Doc's Philly Cheese, field of 5. In behind the gate, the folding fence is moving forward. The fabricated folding fence. There at the start of the rough. And it is sometime somewhere is going to blast with Sportsline, then Batter Up Hanover. And then it is back to greatest ending. Doc's Philly Cheese is trailing the field. Sometime somewhere, and Daryl Teeson's got the lead. Even money on the board. Sportsline at 4-1 is racing second. Batter Up Hanover third. Then greatest ending in Doc's Philly Cheese. And sometime somewhere fell to even money on the board. And lead Sportsline and Sammy, who's getting a nice trip in the pocket. 26-4 opening quarter. Batter Up Hanover is racing third, then greatest ending in Doc's Philly Cheese, and they race their way on up towards the half. Sometime, somewhere, on a lead of a length and a half and looking to pick up a breather off a 26-4 opener. Sportsline's racing position second. Then Batter Up Hanover is still staying on the inside. No one popping out just yet. Then greatest ending and Doc's Philly Cheese, and half of 55-3. On down the backstretch they go. Sometime, somewhere. Sportsline is tripping out. Batter Up Hanover on the inside. Now greatest ending is going to pop out, and Batter Up Hanover is going to stay on the pylons, and then Doc's Philly Cheese, and the field heads on to 3/4. Sometime, somewhere continues, but now greatest ending is looking to rally and come on and is taking over second. It is sometime, somewhere, greatest ending. Sportsline inside racing third. Doc's Philly Cheese and Batter Up Hanover is about 3.5 off the lead. They race to the top of the stretch. 3/4, 123-4. And it is sometime, somewhere, greatest ending. Sportsline racing for Doc's Philly Cheese, and then Batter Up Hanover on down the stretch. Driver sometime, somewhere. Sometime, somewhere. Now looking to flap the inside. Sportsline with Batter Up Hanover, but sometime, somewhere will win it. And then Sportsline, Batter Up Hanover, and greatest ending 152-3. Sometime, somewhere, scooted out to the lead and then was able to fend off challengers and win 152-3. A nice mile, Sugar.
Sure was. On a cooler night at the river, straight to the top, like you said, would not be caught. I thought greatest ending with that big push through the third quarter. Gee, what a gait on that free-legged pacer. Such a big stride, and a big horse, too. Son of some beach somewhere. I thought he was going to keep on coming, but he just tailed off near the end of this race. So full marks going to sometime, somewhere. I mean, there's Batter Up Hanover. Never really got a chance to race, but when he did find some room late, well, gained a bit, but he just ran out of track and ran out of time.
And sometimes, somewhere is just one that seems to pop up every so often with a huge effort. And the last race here, we mentioned HP Le Shadow is almost unstoppable right now, and sometime somewhere made him work. And well, he made them all work here, and none of them were rewarded for their work because he was better. 52 and 3. So that we've had two 52 and 3 miles. I'm not sure if you caught this, but we had a corrected time for Crunch Hanover of 52
right.
and 3
Yeah.
in the fourth as well.
Yeah, I felt that one that Sammy was driving in the fourth was going along pretty good there. So good on everyone to have that corrected mile 52 and 3. That was Crunch Hanover. But Daryl Thiessen kind of fitting well here for sometime somewhere. That's his kind of horse. He likes to send them.
Yeah, and he sent this one out last time and was able to get to the lead, and then got caught by that good HP Le Shadow. But no catching him here this evening. Double Barrel Daryl and Sometime Somewhere. We got some alliteration going on. Double Barrel Daryl and Sometime Somewhere in the sixth.
Yeah.
8-year-old Some Beach Somewhere, Bay Gelding, by A. Bianco Holdings. Brett Lester, the trainer. Daryl Thiessen, the winning driver. Fourth win this season. 36th lifetime. 152 and 3 for Sometime Somewhere. Sixth race, payouts 5, Sometime Somewhere, 410, 230, 230. 1, Sportsline, 340, 260, and 4, Batter Up Hanover, 260. $2 exactor, $12.40. $1 try, $15.15. $1 super, $34.70. 20-cent supers, $6.94. sixth race, order finish from the top. 2-4 scratch 315. That's 2-4 scratch 315. Field for the 7th on parade. One is Rodina Blue. Neil McInnes drives and trains and owns for Sherigan ownership Rory McInnes. Number 2 is Miss Danny's Song. Brent Medina for Ken Fritsch and Ron Ash and Mike McLaughlin. Number 3 is Solitary Dancer. Garrett Rooney for Brittany Kennedy and Money Clip Racing and Sean Buston. 4 is Calico Sister. Daryl Teaston for Josh McKibben and Kim Smith. Number 5 is Coal Creek Fuego. Damian McClellan for Daniel Walker and Coal Creek Standardbred. Number 6, Tempting. Jay Harris for Sean, Stacy, and Nickway Farms. Number 7, Wicked Road. Anthony Hahn from Meg Crone and Hut Racing. Number 8 is On Top Rainstorm. Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. And number 9, Wicked Craving. Dale Spence for Mackenzie Spence and Brock McClellan and Robert Palmer and Timothy Merzetti. Field of 9. Race number 7. Well, let's get a look at this field. And, well, Sugar, you started the day with an 8 in the first race. Yeah, it didn't work out, but maybe this 8 will work out. 21-1.
Another one of those longest shots in the board. I didn't plan it this way. I'm honestly picking this horse because I think he might have found a spot. He's been winless in a while, right? They're still winless in 2025. He did have the one victory last season, but he does show a mile in 52-3. 2 back at Grand River Raceway. So if he could find some kind of trip, might put him in a winner's circle and might reward his backers with a big win price.
1 win in 34, but 23-1. Look, that would be a nice price to send people home. But then you got to give them other horses because this is a high 5. So how about Coal Creek Fuego? That's the one that I used on top because I looked at those 4 wins and a second in the last 5, and I said, yeah, that impresses me.
Yeah, he's been sharp, right? 3 straight victories. Even had to win back in mid-July. 4 wins in his last 5 outings. 53. Matching, going to the lifetime best. That's at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Now he doesn't show any 52 miles like my 8 horse does. But you know what? Damien's got a pretty good shot here to put this one in play early. Likely to be racing along up close. I knew he'd be a favorite. I was looking for a big price on the end of this one.
Yeah, and Coal Creek Fuego is the most logical favorite. Number 7, Wicked Road, is one that I thought would take a bunch of coin. Look, last race at Mohawk, it didn't go well, but before that, what was he doing? She rather. 4 wins in a row.
Exactly. Over Georgian Downs, showed some pretty good trips there. Had a win in between starts at Dresden. The big track last time out was rated good, so apparently it wasn't to her liking. So I just drew a line right through that last charted mile. So if you take that off the page, nothing but 4 straight wins.
Number 6, Tempting, is 15-1, and this is one that has 3 wins on the season. A win here in 55-3 back. Also, you see a win 55-4 July the 21st. There's enough recent form with Tempting that you could be tempted to use this one up a little higher than 4th, but also there's some others that you just kind of compare a little bit better. Tempting's hard to exactly figure out where on the top 5, but you got to use this one somewhere.
I think so. I mean, 14-1 currently. I mean, now 13-1. I mean, if this horse is 13-1, the 8 should be like 8 or 10-1, because Tempting has never come close to pacing a 52-3 mile at Grand River Raceway like the 8. So, you know what? Tempting, like you said, got to use her. She likely tries to find a spot up close here. Plus, she's a number 6 in a harness racing finale.
Should I comment on that again?
Nope.
Number 4, Calico. You know, maybe Daryl Teason's just saying, I don't know why you're talking about all those other horses. I'm going to fire this one to the front and wire the field like he did here the last time this one was at Grand River with Daryl driving.
He just might, you know. We mentioned earlier, Daryl Teason loves to send them, and this one is more than capable of taking early control and Might just try to bottom out the field, take on all comers. 3-5 for number 5, Cold Creek Uago. I mean, that's a heavy favorite status in a field like this.
They're all moving in, and look, right now, Calico Sealster is that 3-1 second choice on the board. So the money has come basically 5 and 4. I did go to number 5, Cold Creek Fuego, but by 3-5, I think I'd go shopping elsewhere, and I probably would wind up with 7 Wicked Road. But you're sticking hard and fast on top Rainstorm.
Let's go with a big long shot.
Rain some coin here in the 7th and final dash. Rodina Blue, Miss Danny Song, and Solitary Dancer on the inside. In the center, Calico Sealster, Cold Creek Fuego to the outside, Tempting, Wicked Road on top Rainstorm. And the second tier, Wicked Craving. It's a field of 9, 7th dash on a Monday night at the river. Field 4, race number 7. Is at the start in the rough and bursting out quickly. Calico Sealster and Daryl Thiessen is going to bust out, and then off stride went Cold Creek Fuego. Solitary Dancer. Wicked Road is third. Miss Danny Song is fourth. Cold Creek Fuego is able to recover, but is racing fifth. And now on the inside of Cold Creek Fuego is on top Rainstorm fifth. And Cold Creek Fuego is struggling and having some problems and is still traveling on the outside. Then it is back further to Wicked Craving as the field works their way off the turn. But right now it is Calico Sealster and Daryl Thiessen who's got the lead. Solitary Dancer in the pocket. Wicked Road is racing position to third. And then fourth in line is Miss Danny Song. On top Rainstorm fifth. In front of Wicked Craving. Cold Creek Fuego is seventh. And then Rodina Blue and Tempting is trailing the field. 27-2 opening quarter. They head up towards the half. Calico Sealster with a lead of a length and a half. Calico Sealster, Solitary Dancer. Wicked Road is going to pop to the outside, and Wicked Road is coming now and is moving up with authority of a half of 57-3. 30-1 second panel breather, though, for Calico Sealster. Wicked Road is chasing and is come on to take over second. Solitary Dancer is racing third. Then fourth is Miss Danny Song. Fifth to the inside is on top Rainstorm. Then Wicked Craving and Cold Creek Fuego as the field works their way towards the top of the stretch. 3/4, 126-1. Calico Sealster, Wicked Road, Solitary Dancer, Miss Danny Song, on top Rainstorm and Wicked Craving in the field turns for home. And Calico Sealster as they come on down the stretch drive. Solitary Dancer looks to dart up the inside. Wicked Road in the center. But Calico Sealster continues on. Calico Sealster wires them. Solitary Dancer is in a place photo with Wicked Road. Probably was Wicked Road, and then scooting up the inside, Cold Creek Fuego to make a recovery and finish fourth, 154-4. Calico Sealster and Daryl Thiessen. I said maybe the plan is just that Daryl's going to blast this one to the front and go all the way.
You called it. I mean, Daryl does a fine job putting them in play, and this one got away cleanly and just set the table early and would not be caught. Nice price. Got some pretty good value underneath as well. I'm not sure if the 5, Cold Creek Fuego, was able to recover and find her way into the high 5 or not. I mean, if the 5 misses this high 5 ticket, very good possibility of a carryover.
Yeah, and probably looking at that break and stride as well. But look, the thing with Calico Sealster, some of those post positions, there was no option to blast out. Once Dresden, grassroots, you might be a little more conservative, but still, the last time that this one was good, went to the front. So Daryl says, why don't I try the same thing as what I did before?
Yeah, large. I mean, they just couldn't gain on her. A very sharp winning effort, and just a tick of a second off her lifetime best too, right? So horses are getting over the river pretty good tonight for a cool evening.
You know who raced well was Wicked Road. Probably got nabbed for second by 3 Solitary Dancer, but Wicked Road certainly chased hard.
Well, you got the deuce with her. So 2 that you were were liking a lot in there, finishing one too. And if there was one more horse I would have mentioned prior to going to the gate, it would have been that 3 Solitary Dancer for G Money at a price.
You did squeeze the 8 onto the ticket, though, at 60 to 1.
Look at that.
Well, look at it. People are listening for horses to use in a pick 5. You might have at least steered them to use this one somewhere in the lower spots, and so you may have helped the ticket. The other ones were the ones we were talking about in Coal Creek Fuego.
Yeah.
That early break opens the door.
100%, yeah. And she got back down pacing, and then even a little bumpy when trying to settle in. But this winner, very, very sharp winner. And still, I'd be surprised to see this high 5 sold.
By the way, we'll talk to you again on Wednesday night, and
Perfect.
we'll have another great night of racing. I think we have 10 races on Wednesday night.
Right back at her.
Back in front of us is number 4, Calico Silster, 3-year-old Better's Delight, Brown filly. Daryl Thiessen, Double Barrel Daryl with the win for Joshua McKibben and Kim Smith. 4th win on the season, 4th lifetime. Calico Silster, 154-4. The 7th race, number 4, Calico Silster, $11, $6.90, $4.30. 7 Wicked Road, $13.60, $7.93. Solitary Dancer, $7.90. $2 Exactor, $126.70. Dollar Trot, $265.50. 20-cent high, 5, $1,085.02. $2 double of 5 and 4, $23.40. Dollar pick 4, $88.75. 20-cent pick 4, $17.75. Seventh race, or finish from the top. 763 149 258. Once again from the top down, 763 149 258. Fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Monday evening. Action resumes on Wednesday, a first race of 6:20 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Josie Bean.
Good night, Gary.
Good night, horse.